Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Sentinel Trading Channel's YouTube series. This will be a major announcement and also like an introduction video on the Binbot Pro series. So a lot of people, especially my current subscribers that have been using Binbot Pro, you guys probably note that there was a major changes on the settings, and that of course that affects our trading results, and also like we have to find a way to deal with these effects. All right, so this is exactly what the video is going to talk about. So I'm going to talk about why the changes is necessary in this current situation, like in terms of how we trade using Binbot Pro. So we got to change our way of doing it, and also the breakdown of the results of the testing session that I've done earlier this month, and also a couple of trade demonstration you guys can see at the end of this video. All right, so if you guys are already current subscribers that have signed up with Binbot Pro previously, you guys probably don't really need to watch this video, because I have already included most of the necessary information into the Binbot Pro guide that I've given you guys. And this is specifically for new subscribers that have just subscribed to my channel, or also people that is interested in trading Binbot Pro. So especially new Binbot Pro users. All right, so let's get into it. All right, first of all, I would like to quickly explain what the major changes are. So the major changes in Binbot Pro have recently happened in April 2019. Is specifically in the create my robot function. So it also changes. It's very likely to have change in the top 10 robot as well, because parameters in the settings has already changed. So they pretty much remove a few indicators and replace with new ones, which also caused my old method, which is V1 to V5, not effective anymore. Because one of the reason why is, you can see on the left picture, there's like ADM index, CCI, momentum, RSI, RVI, and ARON. So basically ADM index, RVI, and also momentum was already reduced, and previously my settings was using some of these parameters, and they replaced it with MACD, ADX, and stochastic. And another more obvious change is that previously we can actually specify a very specific period, like in like 2s and 1s, 3 or 6, but the newer settings available can only be done in the multiples of 5, so which is 5, 15, and 30 minutes. So which is why we have to do something to find a new settings, and also find a new way to use Binbot Pro in order to achieve long-term consistency. All right, so what's the plan? So obviously I needed to replace the old settings with new ones. So I've actually tested like 8 different variations of settings over like the past 2 weeks, and found one that is particularly working very well. So in fact, it's working very well for most of my subscribers. Some has like 7 wins in like 2 days, some have 3 wins, 1 loss, and some of the days they got 1 win and they just stopped trading. So it's pretty much on the positive side. So it is very encouraging indeed. So on another positive part about this theory is this theory was developed based on the settings is developed based on a certain theory, and it is actually pretty good for manual trading as well. So I will develop this manual trading guide very soon, perhaps in the next 2 weeks, and it of course will be given to subscribers that sign up using the Binbot Pro using my referral link. Else, if you already have an account, just email me, and then we'll discuss how we should move forward towards you getting the guides that you need to trade with Binbot Pro. Alright, so obviously in my demonstration, so you can see the settings that I'm using would be named the D settings. So obviously I will not reveal the exact settings in this video. It's only for the subscribers that sign up using my Binbot Pro link. Alright, so let's move on. Alright guys, so let's take a quick look at the Binbot Pro trading interface. So if you guys are new to this interface, so basically it's an automated robot that has a couple of settings here. So you can either create your own robot by clicking this button and with this particular set of settings, and also there is a top 10 robots that you can actually use to trade. However, I personally is not a fan of this top 10 robot. The reason why is because these robot settings would change like over time, and with changes, of course, with every free automated trading software, you can't just use it blindly, so it's hard to identify when we should actually use a certain trading settings, because obviously each setting has its own strengths and weaknesses, so it's hard to identify areas or the time when we should actually use this robot. So with that exact reason, so people find it very hard to be consistent over time with the top 10 robot, and that is one of the reason why I created my own setting and also tested out on the trading charts based on different types of situation to find out when I can actually use my settings effectively. All right, so basically I'm sitting at about $1,200. When I first started using the D settings on my main account, it was standing at about $800, so it's pretty much a 40% gain so far. So you can see a breakdown of my D settings so far. Let's see about from here, because I am still actively testing these settings on my smaller account. So in the smaller account, of course, it's still showing promising results and still recouping my loss on the smaller account. All right, so this is the major ones. I've taken about 7 trades, only 1 loss, and it's working pretty well. All right, so I'm going to show you some trade example of the Binbot Pro using the D settings, and also based on the live charts on what I actually look for. However, I will be blurring out the indicators just to show you guys that I've actually used this Binbot Pro trading software live, and also the indicators is only for the eyes of the subscribers that sign up Binbot Pro using my link, or also anyone else that has purchased this guide from me. All right, so do enjoy the rest of the demonstration in the end of the video. Alright guys, so we have an alert and it's close to the next minute. Now it's 59 seconds. Alright, now it's the next minute already, so I'm going to turn on my robot based on the alert. Okay, so basically I just turn on the robot when the indicators go outside of the channel, and once the candle closes and is confirmed. Alright, so now we have a put at, let me turn off the robot. Wait, let me put the arrow, so it's a put trade on that red candle right here. So yeah, so basically what I did is like once the alert come out, I wait for that candle to close, and once the candle close and it's confirmed that it is indeed outside of the channel, and then I'll turn on the robot immediately for 1 trade. So it's supposed to execute a trade in the next minute. If it doesn't execute a trade in the next minute, please turn off your robot in that situation. Okay, so let's wait for this trade to expire. Alright guys, so the trade has already closed and we've won. So right now we stand at 1100. So let me change this candle to green. Okay, so let's move on to the next example. So okay, so right now the ATR level actually goes below the yellow line. So ideally this method would be best above the yellow line. However, of course, below the yellow line might work, but the chances is way lower. I'm still testing the regions below the yellow line, so please stay tuned for more updates on the lower ATR levels. Alright guys, so we have an alert at the 18 seconds of the minute, so we are going to wait for this candle to close at the end of this minute, and to confirm that the indicator does stay outside of the channel. So once it stays outside of the channel, we will execute the trade immediately in the next minute. Alright, for 1 trade, so pretty much the same. So I think we've got about 15 seconds more before we turn on the robot. Okay, about 10 seconds, and the candle will close soon. Alright guys, so the candle does indeed maintain the indicator outside of the channel, so I've just turned on the robot for 1 trade. Okay, so let's wait for the trade to be executed. It's exactly the same as the previous example. Alright, so in my opinion, this method is pretty much simpler than the old ones. Alright, so we have a put trade again at 9:16. 0916. Let me turn off the robot. Alright, so I'm gonna put the down candle at this very candle right here. Okay, so let's wait for this trade to expire. And okay, so we're back, guys. So apparently we have won this trade also. My balance that stands at $1,200. So oh, look at this green candle. So thankfully our trade actually expired 1 minute before this huge green candle over here, so which is about over, let me see, right, it's over here. So yeah, so the trade expired just in time and was long enough for us to get a win in this trade. Okay, so yeah, so this trade method is pretty much simpler than the older methods that I've gotten so far, because the theory is working pretty well and the settings is working pretty well so far as well. Okay, so as I mentioned, the ATR level is sticking to the yellow line. Not an ideal situation, but for newbies, you guys should probably wait for the ATR level to go higher. Okay, so stay tuned for more, guys. Thanks for watching.